बलिहार युगलवर जयवन की बलिहार युगलवर जयवन की बलिहार युगलवर जयवन की बलिहार बोले युगलवर के जीवन की बलिहार।
Page 84, 84, page 84. हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ देखो देखो री
ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री,
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ देखो देखो री
ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री,
इन ग्वालन मुख छोरी छोरी हरी, इन
ग्वालन मुख छोरी छोरी हरी,
ओ इन ग्वालन मुख छोरी छोरी हरी, इन
ग्वालन मुख छोरी छोरी हरी,
खात खौर कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो री, खात
खार कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो री,
ओ खात खौर कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो री, खात
खौर कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो री,
हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ
देखो देखो री,
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ
देखो देखो री,
देखो री देखो री, देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री,
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री,
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ देखो
देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री,
रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को,
रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को,
ओ रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को,
रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को,
घोड़ा बनी बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो री,
घोड़ा बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ घोड़ा बनी बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो री घोड़ा
बनी बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ खात कौर कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो री
खात कौर कही बलिहारी, देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
हाँ हाँ देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
ओ देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री हाँ
देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
कब हुक देत रिसाय सखन कहाँ,
कब हूँ कदे तरी साय सकन का।
ओ कब हुक देत रिसाय सखन कहाँ,
कब हुक देत रिसाय सकन कहा।
पुनीति न सुनत मधुर गारी, देखो देखो री
पुनीति न सुनत मधुर गारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ पुनीति न सुनत मधुर गारी, देखो देखो री
पुनीति न सुनत मधुर गारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ घोड़ा बनी बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो री घोड़ा
बनी बनी बनवारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
ओ देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री हाँ
देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
नख धार्यो गोवर्धन गिरी,
नख धारो गोवर्धन गिरिज।
ओ नख धार्यो गोवर्धन गिरी जब,
नख धारो गोवर्धन गिरिज।
ओ सखन कहियो हम गिरिधारी, देखो देखो री
सकन कयो हम गिरधारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ सखन कहियो हम गिरधारी, देखो देखो री
सकन कयो हम गिरधारी, देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री हाँ
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री
हाँ
हाँ
देखो देखो रे।
देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री गाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री
हाँ देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री
हाँ
हाँ
देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो रे।
सो कृपालु छवि अनुपम जब कहा,
सो कृपालु कृपालु छवि अनुपम जब का।
ओ सो कृपालु छवि अनुपम जब कहा।
सो कृपालु छवि अनुपम जब का।
द्वैतातरु द्वैतातरु द्वै महतारी देखो देखो हृदय।
महतारी देखो देखो।
ओ द्वैतातरु द्वै महतारी देखो देखो द्वैतातरु
महतारी देखो देखो।
ओ सखन कहो हम गिरधारी देखो देखो रे
सकल कहो हम गिरधारी देखो देखो रे।
ओ पुनीति न सुनत मधुर गारी देखो देखो रे।
पुनीति न सुनत मधुर घारी देखो देखो रे।
ओ घोड़ा बनी बनी बनवारी देखो देखो रे। घोड़ा
बनी बनी बनवारी देखो देखो रे।
ओ खात कौर कही बलिहारी देखो देखो रे।
खात कौर कही बलिहारी देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री।
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री।
हाँ देखो देखो रे।
देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री देखो री देखो देखो री गाल बालन यारी देखो देखो री।
हाँ देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो रे।
ओ हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो री। हाँ
देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो रे।
हाँ देखो देखो री ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो री।
हाँ देखो देखो रे ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो रे।
बोले सनातन मित्र गोपाल की।
जय।
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। कस्तूरीतिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुः करे कङ्कणम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितम् कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपाल चूड़ामणि नमः कमलना भाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तग्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। भक्त समुदाय, दिव्यात्माओं, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and every one, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to each and every one of you here this evening. We have been listening so far about the important topic of Navadha Bhakti. नौ प्रकार की भक्ति, ninefold devotion. As I told you, and as we all know, there are many forms of devotion as related in Bhagavad Mahapurana, etc. But the most famous is this Navadha Bhakti or ninefold devotion. On being questioned by Hiranyakashipu about the highest knowledge, Prahlad ji, little Prahlad says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Seventh Canto, 5th chapter, 23rd verse, Bhagavad Mahapurana. Prahlad ji says, "O my dear father, hey Pitaji, worshipping the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna in this 9 forms, 9 ways. Shravanam Bhakti, listening to divine pastimes, philosophy of the Lord, etc. Kirtan Bhakti, chanting the divine names and qualities, etc. Smaran Bhakti, remembering, lovingly meditating on the form, remembering the virtues, etc. of the Lord. Pada Sevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping an image of the Lord. Vandanam, prostrating before the Lord. Dasyam, making the relation, natural relation with the Lord, that I am your eternal servant, you are my master. Sakhyam, making the relation with the Lord one of friendship, our eternal friend. Atmanivedan, Sarva Samarpan, completely surrendering everything to Bhagwan. So worshipping Shri Krishna In these 9 forms, 9 ways, Prahlad ji says, Hey Pitaji, oh my dear father, this I consider to be the highest knowledge. Bhagwan Sri Ram also in the Ramayana outlines Navdha Bhakti to Shabari. Navdha Bhagati kahahu to hi pahi, सावधान सुनु धरु मन माही, प्रथम ही भगति संतन कर संगा, दूसरी रति मम कथा प्रसंगा, गुरुपद पंकज सेवा, तीसरी भक्ति अमान, चौथी भगति मम गुणगन करई कपट तजिगान, मंत्र जाप दृढ़ मम विश्वासा, पंचम भजन सुवेद प्रकाशा इत्यादि. So Bhagwan Shri Ram also outlined Navdha Bhakti to Shabari, and we went into detail. On the first night we listened to Shravanam Bhakti, the importance of listening and whom we should listen from. That even though we have to listen, it's important that we are careful whom we listen this divine philosophy from. As if we listen from the wrong person, instead of getting knowledge, we'll get ignorance, we'll become we'll get more and more confused. So the Vedas say, Acharyavan Purusho hi Ved. We have to listen from the saint, a true saint. Second bhakti we heard the second night, Kirtanam Bhakti. Chanting the names, the qualities, the pastimes, attributes, etc. Again, we heard of the importance of chanting the name of the Lord, especially in this age of Kali Yuga. We listen to what happens when we chant God's name. That God Himself is sitting in the name. As Gaurang Mahaprabhu Ji says, Naam Naam Kari Bahudha Nij Sarva Shaktis. That God has taken all His power and put in the name. God Himself sits in the name. This is why it says, Naam aur Nami mein bhed nahi hota. There is no difference between God and His name, in that He sits in the name. But we have to have that faith. We should not take the name of God just like a parrot. Then we'll get no benefit. The more that knowledge comes, the more we accept and realize that God and the name is one, the more we'll benefit. The scripture says God's name is so powerful that there is no amount of sin, pap, that one can commit, that one name of God cannot destroy. One name. So powerful is the name of God. No mantra is as powerful as one name of Bhagwan. There is no mantra which is more powerful than God's name. This is why Shankar Bhagwan himself, sitting on Mount Kailash, what mantra does he say? Ram, Ram, Ram. This is the most powerful mantra. Any name of Bhagwan, Radhe, Krishna, Ram, Hari, any name. But that faith has to be there. On the third night, we listen to Smaran Bhakti. This is the most important bhakti. As I said, the Navdha Bhakti ninefold devotion is most famous. Out of that, three are most important. तस्मात् सर्वात्मना राजन् हरिः सर्वत्र सर्वदा श्रोतव्यः कीर्तितव्यश्च स्मर्तव्यो भगवान् नृणाम्. Bhagavad Mahapuran, second canto, second chapter, 36th verse. Shukadev ji Paramhans is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, Hey Parikshit, these three devotions are the most important in knowing that Lord who is present everywhere, in everything. In order to know Him, these three devotions must be practiced. Listening, Shrotavya, chanting the divine name of the Lord, Kirtan, and Smaran, meditating on the form of the Lord. Even among these three, Smaran Bhakti, Roop Dhyan, meditating on the form of the Lord, is the most important bhakti. Gaurang Mahaprabhu ji says, Maner Smaran Pran. This Smaran Bhakti is the Pran, the life of all devotion. In other words, we can practice all the devotion in the world. But if we do not add Smaran Bhakti, we don't add meditating on God, thinking about God while we do that devotion, it's like a dead body without life. It will not give any benefit. If we add Smaran Bhakti, we'll get everything. And if we do only Smaran Bhakti, we'll get everything. So Smaran is the most important. Roop Dhyan. On the fourth night, we listen to the Pada Sevanam, worshiping the lotus feet of the Lord. Pad means lotus feet, to serve the lotus feet. But as we saw that we cannot experience God, Bhagavan, in any way, He is beyond our material senses, mind and intellect. So how can we do Pada Sevanam? So then we saw that we worship the entity who is God personified in this world. We worship the lotus feet of that entity, and that entity is called the saint, the Guru, the true Guru. Not just anyone who calls himself Guru. He must be a bona fide saint. Shrotriya Brahmanishtham Mahapurush. Theoretical man plus practical man. As Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Tattvadarshinaha, chapter 4, verse 34, one who has seen God, attained God. That was the fourth night. On the fifth night, which was last night, we combined two bhakti. We listened to two of them. We listened to Archanam Bhakti, worshiping an image of God. Why it is important to worship an image, a picture. Because we saw in the beginning, we need something on which to focus the mind. The mind, in order to focus the mind, we need to have some object. And the best object is a murti or picture of God and the saint. Why? Because God and the saint pervades in that murti or picture. Not a picture of a worldly person or worldly object. Because that object is not all, that person is not all pervading. But God and the saint are all pervading. So when we meditate on the murti, on the image or picture of God, we get the benefit of God, as God is all pervading in that picture or murti. Slowly, the mind gets more and more focused, until the point will come we no longer need a murti or picture. You'll be able to sit anywhere. In the train, in the car, in the plane, in the forest, in the playground, and visualize God. But in the beginning, we have to sit before the murti of piche and practice. ये मन महाचंचल है. This mind is extremely wayward. Arjun says to Bhagwan Krishna, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavadram tasyaham nigraham manye vayuriva sudushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34 Gita. Bhagwan is saying to Arjun, control the mind, control the mind. Man par nigraha apne vash mein kar do. Control the mind. Arjun said, Hey Krishna, how to do that? This mind is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It is as difficult to control the mind as it is to control the wind. And Sri Krishna agreed with Arjun. He said, Asanshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. Yes, Arjun, I agree with you. The mind is indeed very difficult to control. Durnigra, but not impossible. Asambhav nahi hai. So how to do it? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Through constant practice. So this is a sadhana. That's why we have to do sadhana. We have to take some time from our busy, daily busy life and sit down quietly and meditate. Chanting the divine names, etc. of the Lord, meditating on the form of God and Guru, and slowly, slowly focusing the mind will come under our control. This practice is very important. Without abhyas, impossible. Great, great yogis and rishis, harge, is man se. Great, great yogis and rishis have accepted defeat when it comes to the mind. They control the senses. One can control the senses, but to control the mind, extremely difficult. It can't be done. We have to practice. We have to do sadhana. So, the Archanam helps in that. And Vandanam, prostrating oneself before God, before Guru. This brings humility, which is the foundation of devotion. The most important thing in devotion, I keep repeating, is shedding tears. Asu bahana. Without shedding tears, there is no bhakti. Why? Wanting God wants. He wants pure heart, pure mind. Nirmal man jana so mohi pava, mohi kapat chal chidrana bhava. Pure heart, pure mind. And as I told you last night, the only way we can make the heart, the mind pure is when we shed tears of selfless love for Sri Krishna, for the saint. Nothing else. No yajna, no gyan, nothing else works. No puja, only shedding tears. And how will we shed that tears? When we realize deep down in our heart that we are the most fallen. Patit se bhi patit hu. That I am the most sinful, the most fallen, the most wretched. Then the tears will come. As long as we have pride, ego, we will not be able to shed tears for God, for the saint. And then the heart will not become purified. So humility, becoming humbler than a blade of grass, tinadapi sunichena, Shikshastak Gaurang Mahaprabhu. Went in detail. Now, tonight, we're going to do, because tonight is the 6th night, we only have one more night remaining after this, we're going to do number 7 and number 8. Number 7 is Dasyam, Dasya Bhakti. Establishing the relation of servitude. Serving the Lord. That I am a servant of the Lord, He is my master. I told you before, the word bhakti, we're talking about Navadha Bhakti. The root word of bhakti in Sanskrit is bhaj. Bhaj means seva karna, to do seva. Bhaj dhatu sevayam, to serve. So bhakti means seva, to serve. So, and what does a servant do? He serves. So that relation of servitude is very important. Gaurang Mahaprabhuji says, Jiver Swarupa hoy Krishner Nitya Das. That the soul, Jivatma, who we are, this body belongs to us, we're not the body, we're the soul, the Atma. And the soul, Gaurang Mahaprabhuji is saying, the soul, the Atma, the Jiv, by nature is an eternal servant, Das, of Sri Krishna. Look, this body we have, this body belongs to us, this human body is very valuable. We went in detail before. Body belongs to us, we're not the body. We are the soul, the Atma. When the soul leaves the body is lying there. Everything is there, hands, feet, mouth, eyes, everything. Nothing. When the soul comes in the body, everything. We can see, we can hear, we can smell, we can taste, we can touch, everything. So, this body, the nature of the body is to serve us, the soul. The body serves the Atma, the senses. 5 karma indriya, 5 jnana indriya. Everything is to serve the soul, the Atma. The eye is trying to give happiness, looking at this object. This girl will make me happy. The mind thinks, it goes to the intellect says yes, goes to the soul says no. Everything we do is to give happiness, everything we do physically is to give happiness to ourself, the soul, the Atma. So the body serves us, the soul. In the same way, the Veda says, Yasyatma shariram, Yasyaksharam shariram ved. That we, the individual souls, is the body of Sri Krishna. Sharir hai, sharir. Atma, Sri Krishna ki sharir hai. The soul is the body of Sri Krishna. Ved the same. Bhagavad Mahapuran also says, Harir deha bhritamatma swayam prakritirishwara tatparamulam ksharanam yatakshemo ninamiha. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 4th canto, 29th chapter, 50th verse. Harir deha bhritatma. That the Atma is the day, the body of Sri Krishna, Hari. Atma, the soul. We, us, the soul. So Sri Krishna is the soul of all souls. Therefore, it's our fundamental nature to serve Sri Krishna, to love Him, to serve Him. Just as our body serves us, the soul, Jivatma, in the same way, the Jivatma, which is the body of Sri Krishna, the nature of the Jivatma is to serve Sri Krishna. Again, it says in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Krishna menam matma, Krishna menam hitva matmanam akhilatmanam jagadhitaya sopyatra dehiva bhati mayaya. 10th canto, 14th chapter, 55th verse, Bhagavad Mahapuran. Shri Krishna is the soul of all souls. Therefore, the soul, the Jivatma, is the body of Shri Krishna. And therefore, it's our nature to love and serve only Shri Krishna, being the body of Shri Krishna. So, we have to realize that. This is a fact. We have to realize that. Again, the Vedas say, Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam briksham parikasva jate tayuranya pipalam swadat nashnan nanyu abhichakashiti. Shvetashvataro Upanishad, chapter 4, verse 6. This Veda mantra is saying that Shri Krishna is the eternal friend of the soul. Sakhaya. He is our eternal friend, Sakha. We have to realize and make that relation that Shri Krishna is my friend. This is a fact. We just have to realize it, practice it. And such a friend, he never leaves us. Wherever the soul goes, Shri Krishna has to go. We, the individual soul, Jivatma, rotates in the 8.4 million species. 84 lakh yoniyon mein ghumte hai. Dog, cat, donkey, worm, tree, grass, devta. So many places, in 8.4 million forms of life, the soul rotates. And everywhere the soul goes, Shri Krishna goes. Even when we go to hell, Shri Krishna goes with us. When we go to heaven, Shri Krishna goes everywhere. He never leaves us even for a moment. What a wonderful friend. In the world, every relation is non-lasting. We are like travelers. Our relation of mother, father, wife, husband, child, friend, etc. is like travelers. For example, we are traveling in a bus or in a train. You're in a train, and in the train you're sitting, and there was somebody sitting next to you in the train, and you start speaking with that person. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? What work do you do? I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor. Are you married? Yes. How many children do you have? I have 4 kids. How many girls and boys? I have 2 boys and 2 girls, etc. And you talk for a long time. And you become good friends. It's a long journey. And then suddenly the train is leaving from Atlanta. It reaches Jacksonville. And the person next to you say, okay, my stop has come. I am getting out. How can you leave? I am going all the way to West Palm Beach. How can you leave me now? Please come with me. No, bhaiya. My stop has come. If you want to come with me, it's fine. But I am coming out. No one joins anybody. In the same way, this relation in the world. Mother is going and the child says, Mommy, how can you leave me? You cannot leave me, Mummy. Mummy says, oh, I am going, my time has come. And sometimes the child goes before. It's not that all the time the parents goes first. Sometimes the child is getting off at his stop and the mother, the parent says, how can you leave? You're my child. And the child says, I don't know, but my time has come, I have to go. So all relations are like this in the world, non-lasting. At which moment it can be broken, no one knows. But Bhagavan, He will never leave us. He's an eternal Sakha, Nitya Sakha, Suparnavetau, Sadrishau Sakhayau, Yadichayatau Kritanidau Chavrikshe, Ekastayo Khadati Pippalana, Manyo Niranno Pibalena Bhuyan. Bhagavad Mahapuran. The Bhagavad here is saying the same thing as was said in the Vedas, that God is Shri Krishna is our eternal friend, Nitya Sakha, Sanatan Sakha. He never leaves us, such a friend. So that relation is eternal. We have forgotten that He is always with us and we don't even think about Him. The Vedas also say, Amritasya Vai Putraha. Every living being is a child of God. In other words, Shri Krishna alone is our eternal mother and father. He's our eternal parent. Ask the soul, the Atma. The Vedas say, Mata, Pita, Bhrata, Sharanam Surit. Every relation of the soul is only with Shri Krishna. He alone is our mother. He alone is our father, our friend, our beloved. Every relation. We say the prayers. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. We all say that prayer. Anyone who calls himself a Hindu, Sanatanist, if no matter how illiterate they may be, if they don't know any prayer, they know this prayer. It's the simplest one. Yet how many people understand what the prayer is saying? And even if we understand, how many of us accept what the prayer is saying? What is this prayer saying? Tvameva mata, tu hi, tvam tu, ev hi. Hey Shri Krishna, tu hi meri mata, tu hi mera pita. Tu, you, he alone. We are saying to Shri Krishna, hey Shri Krishna, you alone are my mother, you alone are my father, you alone are my friend. You alone are my companion. You alone are my wealth. You alone are my knowledge. You alone are my everything. Tvameva saravam mama deva deva. But do we believe? Do we feel in our heart? No. We just give mouth service. How many people, when they say this prayer, feel in our heart that Shri Krishna alone is my mother and father? I have no one in the world except Shri Krishna. Hardly anyone. Because we think that my worldly mother and father is my true mother and father. Or, to the best, if we can really come to a certain level, we will say that Shri Krishna is also, not to he, to bhi. You see, in Hindi, there are two words, he and bhi. One syllable change. Bha and ha. We just change that. So instead of saying to he, you alone, we say to bhi, you are also. That is as far as we will go. Beyond that, we go lower than that. So, Shri Krishna, all the relations are there of the soul. He alone is our everything. The point is I'm coming to, this is so important when it comes to doing meditation, sadhana, worshipping and loving Shri Krishna. Why? Because we cannot love God. We cannot love God. No, we cannot love God or Bhagavan, but we have to love Shri Krishna. Hey, mister, isn't Shri Krishna God, Bhagavan? Yes, Shri Krishna is God, he is Bhagavan, but he is not only Bhagavan, he is also Bhagavan. Let me help you understand. Let's suppose there is a Supreme Court judge. Now, this Supreme Court judge has the power to give out the death sentence. He can sentence someone to hang, to the electric chair, to give a lethal injection. Yet this man's family does not see him as an entity that has the power to give out death sentence. When he leaves the court and comes home to his mother, he's just a son that knows nothing. Ah, you so big and you don't understand anything. Supreme Court judge. To his wife, he's a loving husband. To his children, he's a caring father. To the friend, he's a friend, etc. So just as a Supreme Court judge is not only a judge, but he's also a father, he's also a husband, he's also a parent, a father, a son, father, he's also a friend, etc., etc. In the same way, Shri Krishna is not only God, but also God, also Bhagavan. You see, this God of Bhagavan, this is a partial manifestation of Shri Krishna, and in this partial manifestation, he is known as Mahavishnu. Yasyaika nishwasita kalamathavalambyya jivanti loma vilja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 48. Brahma, the Creator, is saying, I am a worshipper of that Shri Krishna, whose partial manifestation is known as Mahavishnu. It is a lot of argument people make. I have come across people themselves. They've argued that Mahavishnu is the Supreme Lord and Shri Krishna is his descension. Shri Ram is the descension. This is because people literally read scripture and don't understand. You see, I told you before, what is written in the scripture is called Parokshavad. Parokshavad means that there is a deeper hidden meaning. On top something is written and what it means is something totally different. This is why Tulsidas ji says, भगवद रसिक रसिक की बातें, रसिक बिना को समझ सके ना। खग जाने खग ही कै भाखा. Tusidas ji says, just as a bird alone can understand the language of another bird, in the same way, only a saint, a God-realized soul, a divine entity, can understand what is written by another saint. When we read the scriptures with our material mind and intellect, we give a material meaning. We get a material understanding to divine words. And that's why people don't understand and they fight and quarrel. So Shri Krishna is the supreme Brahma. How did the Vedas say? In the Vedas there comes a very beautiful rendition. Kaha paramo deva. Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Kaha paramo deva. Who is the supreme power, the supreme God above whom there is none? The Vedas are asking the question, and the Vedas itself gives the answer. Krishno havai paramam daivatam. Shri Krishna is the supreme power, supreme Brahm, above whom there is none. So Mahavishnu is a partial manifestation of Shri Krishna. And not the other way around. So it is extremely difficult to meditate on Mahavishnu. For example, you all know Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna kept saying to Arjun, I am God, I am Bhagavan. To Arjun, Shri Krishna was his friend, Sakha. You keep saying you're Bhagavan, please show me. Shri Krishna says, Are, what you going to get by seeing? This is good enough. No, I want to see. So Krishna says, well, you don't have the right eyes. Arjun said, then give me the eyes. So Shri Krishna said, all right. He gave him divine eyesight, Divya Drishti. And the moment Arjun got the divine eyesight, he saw that form of Shri Krishna, the eternal form. Uncountable heads, uncountable mouths, uncountable hands, uncountable feet touching the sky, and from every mouth huge fire like volcanoes. Arjun started to tremble with fear seeing that form of the Lord, that Vishwarupa form. He started shaking, perspiring, and he put his hands together and started to beg, hey Krishna, acha, okay, enough. Please, we assume your form as my Sakha, as my friend. When Bhagavan descended as Hiranyakashipu, Nisim Bhagavan, to destroy Hiranyakashipu, he came as half man, half lion. Nisim Bhagavan, and destroyed Hiranyakashipu. All the gods, seeing the Lord has come and done a great job like this, nobody could have approached. So powerful was Hiranyakashipu. So they thought we should go and say something. We should thank the Lord. But seeing that form of the Lord in the world, even if an ordinary lion were to come inside of Yugal Kunj, inside of this hall, we'll all run away. Ordinary lion. And here the Supreme Lord is a lion. The fear of uncountable lion and shaking the man. He took the entrails of Hiranyakashipu and hung it around his neck like garland. Blood everywhere and the nails long like swords, and he's shaking that mane and roaring. Everyone seen, they were all scared. Shankar Bhagwan, he pushed Mahavishnu, hey Vishnu, you are the sustainer. Please go. Mahavishnu said, Nana Bhaiya, I don't have the courage. Are you are the destroyer. Huh? Aap jaiye, you go. Shivji said, no. Then the Shivji looked at Brahma. Are Bhaiya, Brahma, you are a Shrishti Karta, you are a creator. Aap jaiye, we'll follow you. Brahma said, no. When Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar are all scared, who is Indra, Kuber, etc.? They then thought, here's Mahalakshmi. She's his wife. She's always serving his feet. Let us talk to her. They went to her. Hey Ma, Pranam. You always serving the Lord. Can you please go forward? And we'll all follow you. We want to tell him thank you. Mahalakshmi said, no, Bhaiya, I have never seen this form of his. Everyone is scared. Finally, they looked at Prahalad. Prahalad was only 5 years old. Prahalad saw all of them looking at him. He said, what happened? Are beta, this is your father? Yes, he is. He has come to save you. Oh, yeah. Please, you go forward and, talk to him and we will come. Prahalad went left, right. Little children, they're not scared of anybody. My guru, he is Jagat Guru, Kripaluji Maharaj. Jagat Guru Tam. And all of us knowing him to be Jagat Guru. The adults, we will not just go up and shake his hand and all that. But little kids, if you look at the videos, now you will see also they will walk up to him and they will put their hand and shake hand. Kids are like that. So Prahalad went left, right. Plus Prahalad, this is my father. This is my Lord. The Lord, he is in a rage. But he looked down, he saw Prahalad. When he saw Prahalad, what did he do? He bent down, put one hand under the feet of Prahalad, one on his head. Aur nachne laga, he started dancing with joy. Seeing the Lord calm down, no one was no longer afraid. And everyone went and started to glorify, etc. The point here is that it's impossible to love God or Bhagavan. There's too much fear. And where there is fear, we can't love. So how do we escape this fear-inspiring association with Bhagavan? In order to avoid that fear-inspiring association with Bhagavan, the saints have laid down devotion to Sri Krishna through the most intimate of human relationships. These human relationships are called bhavs or rasas, and they are 5 in number, through which we should worship Sri Krishna. The lowest one is called Shant Bhav. One worships Sri Krishna as a subject worships the king. Higher than that, Dasya Bhav. Loving Sri Krishna as a servant loves the master. Higher than that, Sakhya Bhav. Loving Sri Krishna as one would love one's own friend. Higher than that, Vatsalya Bhav. Loving Sri Krishna as a parent loves a child. And the 5th highest relationship, Madhurya Bhav, the relationship of lover beloved. So these relationships we have to make with Sri Krishna. These relationships appear in an order where the lowest one, the first is the lowest, and the last is the highest. And each one is included in the other, from the lowest to the highest. In other words, Shant Bhav is included in Dasya Bhav. Shant and Dasya Bhav is included in Sakhya Bhav. Shant Bhav, Dasya Bhav, and Sakhya Bhav is included in Vatsalya Bhav. And Sant Bhav, Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav, and Vatsalya Bhav is included in Madhurya Bhav, the highest. Now, the Rasik saints, those who worship the Lord in the form of Sri Radha, Krishna, Sitaram, they have rejected Shant Bhav. They have rejected it. Why? Because in this Bhav, there's too much distance. There is still fear. The yogis, they worship this form of Sri Krishna, Mahavishnu. That same Mahavishnu I was talking about a while ago. Narayan, Char Bhuja, forearm. You see in picture? Shank, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Hole in the shank, the conch shell, the discus, the lotus flower, and the mace. And he's always serious, Gambhir. He doesn't even smile. Mahalakshmi is pressing his feet day and night, doesn't even look at her, potting. So the yogis worship this form of Sri Krishna. The Rasik saints have rejected it, because there is too distance. As I told you, in this form, one worships the Lord as the subject worships the king. The subject hardly gets a chance to even speak with the king. Very rarely he will see him. Has no interaction. So too distant. Higher than that, Dasya Bhav. From here, the Rasik saints have accepted. This one I told you is the natural relation of the soul with Sri Krishna. We are his eternal servants. Even in the material world, a servant has more rights than the general public. The servant can come in the house, go in the bedroom, every now and again might even get a hug from the master, etc. So there's more closeness. Higher than Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav. Even in the world also, a friend, your friend, someone who is your close, intimate friend, has more rights than a servant. If a servant is in the house cleaning and your friend comes to meet you, the servant has to leave. The friend has more rights. In friendship, there is no feeling of high and low. There's a feeling of equality and a desire to help each other in the time of need. So loving Sri Krishna as a friend means accepting him as equal to yourself. Higher than that, Vatsalya Bhav. Even in the material world, a parent has more rights over the child than a friend. The parent has full rights to scold and punish the child. If two friends are sitting in the room and the parent, the mother, comes in the room, she wants to talk to her son, the friend has to leave. There are things in the family that not even a friend can know about. So much rights the parent has over the child. Little Thakurji, Kanhaiya, when Baba would ask for his slippers, his kharao, his wooden slippers, Kanhaiya will run and he will get the slippers of Baba and he will put it on his head. Sir par, he will put it on his head and take it to Baba, Nanda Baba. Maya tied Kanhaiya to the mortar and threatened to beat him for eating dirt. And Kanhaiya is shaken with fear. Maya Mori मैं नहीं माटी खायो. Oh Maya, I did not eat any dirt. Please don't beat me. He's crying. So much rights the parents have. But still there was one relation higher, Madhurya Bhav. Lover beloved. This is even in the world, there was no relation closer than that between a husband and a wife. Lover beloved. This is the closest of all relation. And in that relation, all the other relations is included. Even in the world, a wife, besides being a lover to her husband, she's also a servant. She serves the husband. So the relation of servitude is there. The wife naturally serves the husband, and the husband serves the wife too. Then the relation of friendship. At times they will talk about things in the family. They have to talk about, discuss like friends, about the financial status, about the kids giving trouble, how to deal with Govinda. He's given so much trouble, he's not studying. He's running everywhere and playing. So we have to talk about him and what we're going to do, etc. So friendship. And she also treats him like a child. She will never say, Beta, son. But she tells him, hey, you're not eating properly, eat some more food. You're just running out and not having breakfast. She doesn't say, son. If one day the wife says, Beta, my son, what are you doing? The husband says, I'm your son now. Time to put you in the mental asylum. So she treats him like that. So all the relation is there. So in the same way, when we love Sri Krishna as our beloved, we can love him as everything else. We have to aim for the highest. The ultimate aim of the soul is to become a gopi. Madhurya Bhav. And all the other relations is included. When you feel like it, Shri Krishna is my master, I am his servant. When you feel like it, he's my sakha, my friend. When you feel like it, he's my child or my parent, etc. But we have to aim for the highest at all times. When you aim for the highest, when you feel like it, you can come down. When you feel like it, you can go up. But if you aim for the lowest, that he is my master and I am his servant, then you cannot go upwards afterwards. There's Maryada. You can't cross. Right? So we have to always aim for the highest. So, Dasya Bhav, Sakya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, Madhurya Bhav. The 7 and 8 is being short here. That is only mentioned Dasya Bhav, Dasya Bhakti, Sakya Bhakti. Because these are natural eternal relation of the soul with Sri Krishna. But every relation is actually eternal. Even Madhurya Bhav. The scripture says, Govinda eva purusho, Brahmadhyastriya eva hi. That there is only one man in the entire universe. Ek Purush. Pure Vishwa mein Ek Purush. In the entire universe there is only one man. That is Govind, Shri Krishna. And every other soul that remains, Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, and every soul, they are all Stri. Stri means feminine. Girl. In other words, by nature, the soul, the Atma, is the girlfriend of Sri Krishna. So every relation, Amritasya vai putraha, the relation of parent and child, Every relation is natural. But, as I said, there are so many devotion. So to be short, two is mentioned here, but we have to develop all the relations. In order to do bhakti, to do sadhana, we have to bring Sri Krishna down to our level and even lower than our level. Then we can love. What did the gopis not do to Kanhaiya? Hey, Kanhaiya, lift up my gobar, my cow dung. Yes, yes, yes. So much they abused him, everything. We shouldn't do that as yet. When you attain the state of the gopis, then you can do that. Before that, we're going all right. You're doing fine. Before that, we have to be careful. So, the 7 and 8 devotion, making a relation with Sri Krishna. That he is my master, I am his servant. He is my friend. He is my child, and the highest relation, he is my beloved, Priyatam. This, I'll bring the end of tonight's lecture here. As time is finished. And tomorrow we'll look at the 9th devotion. Bol Ladli Lal ki, Siyavar Ramchandra ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Tomorrow will be the last lecture of the series, Navda Bhakti. So we'll be learning about the 9th form of devotion. And on Friday, we will have our regular satsang like 7 to 8, Aarti, Bhog, and maybe small, lecture by Swamiji. But it won't be like a 7 to 8:30 lecture that we usually have when Didiji is around. But it will be short satsang on Fridays. And Saturday we are starting the retreat. Swamiji will be starting the retreat. It will be 6 o'clock in the morning and it will last till 9:30, but there are breaks. There will be food served, lunch, breakfast, snacks, and everything will be served, all vegetarian food. There is no registration required, but we definitely like you to let us know and attend as much as you can. And if you want to know more about the retreat schedule, it's also posted or should be posted already on the Yugal Kunj website. There are lectures by Swamiji, there will be lectures by Sri Maharajji, bhajans, there will be fun-filled activities, cultural programs, there are so many. So whole day is fully packed, but as I said, like you don't have to attend the whole day. You can choose the time that you want to come in and attend that much session and come back, or come back next day and so on. Feel free to ask if you have any questions from me or from Devika. And please stand for Aarti right now.